Good evening, everybody. How are we all doing today? What's going on? Who's showed up? Alex, Garth, Greg, Steve, Patrick, Canadian Bacon, Retro Techie, Sad Mac, Thomas Armstrong, and Trina. Hello, everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Shut up! That actually worked. Well, for a second. Oh, about ready to throw a trackball at my cat. Somebody just... Oh, Starbucks here. Yay! And because you guys were all arguing in the chat, I made you all freaking mods, okay? I love a fancy old fan. What, this one here? This one down here? That's actually, that's a early or mid 1940s Fasco. If you think you like that one, you should see the one that's in my bedroom. I have a 1918 Hunter in the bedroom I use every night. It works freaking awesome. And yeah, it's almost taken off my finger on more than one occasion. This one here, actually, I need to work on a little bit. And I have my 1960s Kenmore here I got to work on. So, probably you can get up a little later. So, I got a package today. And I thought, well, you know what? Let's open it up. So, I'm sure a lot of you could probably figure out what this is. But it is in a generic USPS box. I don't know if I can get it open. Oh, it is actually going to open. Sometimes you can open these, and sometimes the damn glue it's so hard. Oh, all right. Oh, there it is. Hard drive sleds. Yay! Oh, wow, those are really nice. Only two of them in there? Oh, no, there's three. Okay. Oh. Wow, those are nice. Huh. So Greg was nice, and he actually 3D printed me some new hard drive sleds for my 5.1 Mac Pro. Because I've only ever had one drive sled for this silly thing. So, those are actually really... I thought they would be like chintzy and thin. Those are actually made really well, Greg. Yeah, that printer works really nice. I'd love to get one, but my cats, I'd have cat hair on every swipe. No, the price on this was better than the OWC ones. I don't think these cost me anything. So thank you, Greg. So now I can actually put my pair of hard drives in that I've been waiting to put in the damn thing for a year. So, all right, the box is open. That's it. Sorry, guys. So, what else are we gonna do? If you think I'm going to make a big rigmarole about a couple of fucking plastic hard drive sleds, you're crazy. Although they are nice damn sleds. So, needless to say, he's not going to waste money on a large flat rate box just to ship me some fucking hard drive sleds. So, here's the big reveal. And I'm very excited. Oh, slid. Ta-da! This is a 2013 MacBook Pro 15-inch Retina. It's in really nice shape. Greg was... Oh, shit. I think it just turned on. Keyboard lit up. Greg was nice, and he sold this to me at a very good price. Oh, there's the power button. So, I had to go and get one of these to convert because I got this without a power supply. So, they sell these little adapters at Best Buy, which is actually a really cool deal. It converts MagSafe 1 to a MagSafe 2. So I can use my MagSafe 1 adapter. Because I paid like $60 for this 85 watt adapter I have here. Oh, this thing doesn't have HDMI out? Oh, it's over there. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's not in the original box. It's just in a box, Patrick. So, this is actually a salvage. Greg salvaged this from recycling. Oops. Oh, it's mirroring. Okay. There we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, so he has Cinebench R23 on here. So, what do we got here? It's running Catalina. That's not going to be on there very long. So we got a 2.4 gigahertz quad-core i7 with an NVIDIA GeForce GT 650M and an Intel HD 4000. It has 8 gigs of 1600 megahertz RAM. Oh, okay. Thanks, Greg. So this will be probably the most powerful computer I'll own, besides my Mac Pro. It's very thin. It's a lot thinner than I thought it would be. I mean, it's almost like half the thickness of my 2009. Yeah, I didn't realize because I didn't realize it was I had to mirror it. That's pretty cool though. So what we got here? Of course, it's going to have Bluetooth camera. It does have a card reader, right? Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, there's a built-in SD card reader. That's right. No optical drive, no Ethernet cards, no FireWire. So the GeForce has 1 gig of memory. It looks like it's on an X8 PCI Express lane. Kind of sucks, but you gotta take what you get. We got two 4 gigs. I thought the memory was hard soldered on this thing, Greg. It's showing it's showing up here like it's got 2 sticks of RAM in it. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I probably. It has a 250 gig SSD in it. Thunderbolt. Looks like Thunderbolt 1. Oh, it does have USB. It has USB 3.0. Hey, pretty cool. Nice. Okay. That's fine. 250 gigs is enough for a laptop. That's all I usually ever run in my laptop anyway. So let's see what happens here. Ooh, the fans are ramping up. CPU's getting a little warm. You see up there at the top. Oh, it's a 10-minute test? All right, screw that. I'm not going to do that right now. Max fan control. I've never used this. I've never used this program. I've always used TG Pro. Yeah, I use the iStat menus on my Power Macs. I don't think they make a iStat for Intel. I could be wrong. Actually, I don't have to do anything to this one, Alex, because Greg already had this apart. He was having a couple of little small issues with it, so he decided to disassemble it and clean it in his brand new ultrasonic cleaner that he got. And he found some very, very minor liquid damage inside, so he already took care of all the maintenance. So, I know one thing we're probably going to do here is I hate to say it, but we're going to get rid of Catalina. No, I'm going to run Mojave on it because I want to be I want it to be compatible with I want it to be compatible with my Mac Pro. I actually want to use this machine. I really want to use this machine. I've had other. I mean, I've had several MacBook Pros. I mean, I just had a 13-inch 2011, which actually that wasn't a bad machine. I really liked it, but it was too small. Um, I loved my 17-inch 2009, but it was just too bloody hot and it was getting too slow to do things. So I'm kind of hoping that this machine can help kind of, bridge the gap between the older Mac Pro and some of the newer stuff. If I get a bigger SSD for it, I might consider doing running. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I might consider running OpenCore in it in the future. Prada has claimed the box. What is it with you and boxes? Oh. Oh, so it only has two USB ports and two Thunderbolt ports. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'd like to. I wouldn't mind running the Open Core on this because this is actually a pretty reasonable machine. I mean, this machine's supposed to be pretty good. It's got the Retina screen and all that. I'm not terribly. And to this date, I'm not exactly sure what the Retina really is. All I know is it's higher resolution. So no, this is not the giveaway MacBook Retro Techie. It's 2 times UI scaling. Oh, oh, okay. So I remember when the Retina screen came out on the iPhones. That was the 4 or 4S, I think. I think it was the 4S. Well, I shouldn't say. I don't actually remember it when it came out on the iPhone. I remember when it came out on the iPod Touch, and I was using an iPod Touch 3 at the time, and this is not loading. And when I upgraded to the 5, I was absolutely blown away about how much better it looked. Um, I wonder how fast this thing copies. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not downgrading. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to make it installable. That's what I'm trying to do, Greg. Oh shit, that's right. I don't have All right, enjoy your race. Hope you win. Good luck. Well, this thing chokes on large files. I'll tell you what. All right, I'll tell you what. I am going to go to 15 hours. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fuck that. So I'm going to walk over to the Mac Pro, and I am going to. I'm going to make an installer for Mojave. Be right back. Okay, so that's currently doing its thing right now. Uh, Cats are in control. Yes, they are. That is for sure. Cats are always in control. You know, something tells me that the Apple SSD is probably not as good as most are. So, I was sitting in bed thinking last night, which is a terrifying thought in and of itself. Box the away. I've got shit everywhere. Oh, that's probably the freaking power adapter I was looking for, isn't it? Huh, that's cute. Brother Christopher, what are you doing? Idiot. Oh, so I think what we're gonna do, yeah, it's a 1 gig 650M, is so I'm going to the VCF swap meet next weekend. And I think I'm going to 86 some of this stuff that I don't really want anymore or need. I mean, there's so much shit here. So this whole shelf here is laptops. Half of this shelf is laptops. And I don't use half of these laptops. Yeah, it's actually a proprietary Apple SSD. It's not even an NVMe. It's on the it's on the SATA bus. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do, since I'm waiting for that installer to do its thing, I might just wait. Round. So what do we got here? Oh, we have a piece of shit Dell. That I can't seem to get Windows to reinstall on. What's this? Ow! Ah! 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 Oh! Fucking thing solid. Woof! Damn it. What is this? Is this an Acer? Oh yeah, I think this is one I was going to give my ex-wife. It's a fucking Core i3. I don't even think I'd want to freaking wish that on her. Fuck it. Get rid of that. Oh. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this is a Lenovo that doesn't work. Which kind of sucks. This would have been a nice machine to get running, but something internally wrong with it. So we'll get rid of that. HP. Oh no, I think this is the one I was going to give to my ex. I don't remember what's in this thing. I think this is one I was going to give my ex-wife. So I think I'll keep that one. Oof. No, I don't think these are any faster than a SATA SSD, Patrick. Because I think these are, because it's listed in the computer as being on the SATA bus, so it's not a true M2 or NVMe drive. It just looks like one. Oh yeah, I got it. This little Zotac mini PC. Has a quad-core Atom in it. Then I'm going to sell off my old EverX. Oh yeah, yeah. It's a pretty weak. It's a very weak machine. I mean, it only has an Atom processor. Wow. All right, I think this is the one I stripped down for parts. Yeah, this one's the one I stripped for parts. We use HP 610 mini PCs or something at work. They have a AMD A6 in them, I think. They're pathetic. They're horrible. Oh. I think this one here I want to get rid of. Yeah, V2000. Old cone pack. Which one? The Dell? Yeah. Yeah, the Dell's a Pentium 4. I have another one. I have another one here. So I got two of them, Alex, and I made one good, like really good machine. I mean, this has got FireWire, Wi-Fi. I think I have an SSD in here too. I might not. This has a DVD, USB 2, a lot of USB 2, Ethernet. I have the extended life battery on it. This is a Latitude D630. So, and this thing's in really nice shape. So, I'm keeping this one. I'm just getting rid of the other one. I have too many things here. I gotta, you know. And besides, if I sell off, just think of it this way: if I sell off all these, if I can sell off all these shit PCs, then I can buy more Macs, and I can, I can actually have a Mac shack, not a Mac slash PC shack. uh, that's pretty impressive, Patrick. Oh. Got all these Core 2 Duo laptops. All these tiny little ThinkPads. I mean, this thing weighs like nothing. It weighs like, I don't know, a pound at the most. Oh, yeah, I am keeping a PS2. So, Dave, since you're here, do you want any of these X60s? I have 3 of them. They all work. I have the best one. I have the 2 gigahertz model. So this one's a 1702 Atom 5. So is this. This one's a 1.67 gigahertz. Looks like it has 4 gigs of RAM in it. I think it might even have a hard drive in it. This one here is a 1.66 with 1.5 gigs of RAM. So no, these aren't no, these aren't touchscreens. These are just ultra slim laptops. So this one here is like mine. So this one, the bottom is branded IBM ThinkPad, and it says Lenovo up here on the screen. And it says, I'm not taking off, but it says IBM ThinkPad here under the tape. Like this one here. So these were probably the very last machines that Lenovo branded as IBM ThinkPads. Yeah, see, this one's the same way. See, it's branded as Lenovo here, but it says IBM ThinkPad down here. Okay, I mean, yeah, if you're interested, I'll hang on to them. The nice thing about these is they're tiny, so. And these I know they all work. They're just, I mean, they're only Core 2 Duos. They're rather weak. I don't have batteries for any of them. I bought 5 of them. One was dead. One was totally dead. One is the X61, which is the one I have. That's the 2 gigahertz model. And then these 3 X60s. So yeah, if you have any use for any, you can have them. I mean, I'm only gonna probably, all these laptops I'm probably gonna sell for like $10 or $15 each at Swap Meet. I know they all work with the exception of one. So it's a V2000. This one here. So this is a Presario V2000. This is actually a very nice laptop. It's a Turion 64. It's an AMD. It's not an Intel. It is very well used, but it does work. The only reason I'm keeping this one here over this one is that this piece of shit, and this is a piece of shit. I hate this fucking machine. But this one has a floppy drive and an optical drive built in, whereas the compact does not. If the compact had a floppy drive, I would keep it. But since this one has a floppy drive, I can read and write every format I need because it's got a natively supported floppy drive, not USB. Otherwise, I hate this fucking thing. This is a Duron 1 gigahertz, and it is the biggest piece of shit I ever saw. Yeah, but USB floppy. See, the reason for keeping that, Alex, is that USB floppy drives can't write 720k media. They can't write DMF media. Um, so if you're interested in this one, I'll work something out with you. So it works fine. I have to find a power adapter just to, I'll fire it up just to double check, but I know it works. I don't have, there's no battery. I don't think I have a battery for it anymore. I recycled most of these batteries because they were mostly all shot. So I might even sell, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I might even sell my old Toshiba. I just never used the poor thing. I hate to. I paid a lot of money for this fucking thing. My satellite S955. This has a quad core 3.2 gigahertz AMD A10 in it. It's fucking fast. Oh my god, is it fast? I have an SSD in that too. I think I paid 2,800 for that thing about probably about 8 years ago now. Which one, Starbucks? The Toshiba or the Compaq? Yeah, so I had actually thought about that. So I have Windows 10 on it, or I might even have Windows 11 on it. I don't remember. Um, and I was thinking about, I would like to get into Linux because my only my only Unix experience is AIX from IBM. Um, so I don't really have the Linux experience that I would like to have. I mean, obviously, I could play with Unix in macOS, but it's not quite the same as like what Sean does on his machines. And I've thought about doing something like that with the Toshiba because I think it's got a 500 gig hard drive in it, which it's an SSD, and I could partition it to like 200 gigs for Windows and then 300 for Linux, and dual boot it, still retain Windows, and play with Linux. So, and you're right, Thomas. DOS is always the answer. I mean, DOS just fucking kicks ass. So the piece of shit HP, the one I bitch about, this piece of shit, and like I said, it's a piece of shit. It works, but it's, and this is a Pavilion Z Ed 1110. So 1 gigahertz Duron, it's got, I think it might have a gig of memory in it if I'm lucky. Might be only 512. But I actually, this machine actually does run. I do run DOS on this. I have dual boot. It's set up for dual boot with Windows XP and DOS 6, or it might even be DOS 7. And I've actually been known to run DOS on this because when I'm playing with older machines, like especially the PS2, I don't really have any. I don't have a lot of options on how to get stuff onto it, so I have to use floppy disks. So yeah, when I can, it's not so much getting it working; it's keeping it working. So a Quicksilver logic board. Ah, good luck. Ugh. I have such a hard time finding Quicksilver parts. It's not even funny. I don't really like. I use virtual machines. Don't get me wrong, and they're very useful. But I would prefer to run. Um, I would prefer to run an operating system, especially something like Linux, on actual hardware. So I guess the HDMI port doesn't pop up unless you um, unless you're in the operating system, which kind of sucks. Ooh, $50. What's wrong with this Quicksilver board that you have, Alex? I mean, does it just need repaired? Because I could probably get Steve to do it for you. I'll ask him. He might have a Quicksilver board. Yeah, David, I agree with you. Yeah, see, that's why I never got into Linux, because you see, with Mac OS, it just fucking works because you're using Mac OS on the machines that it's made for. So you're going to have the drivers. There's never an issue. You know, PCs nowadays are pretty simple. Um, 90% of the stuff is pretty standardized now. So, um, you can typically, a PC is typically going to have everything you need. Windows is going to have everything you need to at least get the machine up and running. It may not be perfect, but at least you can get the machine up and running. Linux, on the other hand, I just, yeah, I'm. See, this is why I would like to install it on a machine that, isn't like in daily use. So, like my Toshiba laptop would actually be perfect. So, hmm. And see, David, that's another thing I'm not crazy about with Linux is there's so many different flavors of it. There's no standard. It reminds me of the '80s when you had 15 different um, platforms and none of them worked with each other. You know, um, so like back in like 1979, 1980, so you had the Commodore PET, you had the TRS-80, you had the Apple II, and then you know you had the Atari 400 and 800. There's and the Sinclair ZX Spectrum or ZX80 actually. Um, There were so many different um, architectures. That's what I'm thinking of, and they're all similar. They either ran a 6502 or a Z80. So I mean, it's like, with the exception of, I think, the TI 99, I think they all either ran a Z80 or a 6502. So, but none of them were compatible. And I kind of feel that's the same thing with Linux. It's like, okay, so you have the core, the kernel, which is core, and that's pretty much universal. But then you have all the other stuff. You know, it's like, okay, well, you have to look for this build, and okay, well, I want to use this on this build. Well, there's no software for this build, but there is for this build. Well, I don't want to switch builds. It just sounds like a pain in the ass. That's why I've never really gotten into Linux. Um, I mean, I think it's great that it's free, it's open source, but the problem is it's even today it's still only a niche operating system. You know, nobody is. You're not going to go out and buy a computer to run Linux. You know. Yeah. Well, like I said, Alex, let me see what I find next weekend when I'm over in the Garden State. System 7.6. I liked System 7.6. That was actually a good operating system. At least I thought so. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I didn't know anybody ever, I mean, aside from maybe some little niche companies, I didn't know anybody ever like made a Linux specific box. That's actually kind of cool. CPM was cool. No, I might have to do a little bit of research into that stuff because I don't know dick about Linux. I'd like to know. I've run into it a couple of times, but not a lot. But I know a lot of companies, I know some companies and some small businesses are actually using Linux now in lieu of um, other flavors of Unix for servers and stuff because it's free, you know? Oh, it is a niche company. Well, yeah. I'm weird, Alex. I loved Microchannel. Nobody else does. I do. I love Microchannel. Then again, I'm a weirdo, so there. It's installing now, actually. So I'm sorry. This is killing me. I have to ask this question. So Starbuck Tech and David Starbuck, are you two related? Because I'm sorry, Starbuck is not exactly a common name unless you're really into Battlestar Galactica. Which, if you are, great. Oh, okay, brothers. Okay. Now, Starbucks, I know your first name. I'm not going to say it on the air, but I do know your first name because you are a Patreon supporter. So, okay. I wanted to ask that. It's been eaten in the back of my head. Is like, I wonder if these two are related or if it's just coincidence. You guys have the same, like, similar names. Now, it's still got about 7 more minutes, Retro Techie. It's installing. Not that you're going to be able to see it, but I'll put it up on screen anyway. Oh, really? That's fucking awesome, David. I'm sorry. I love Battlestar Galactica. I am a very big nerd. I actually liked the reimagined series more than the original, but the original has its own merits. I thought it was actually really cool that they got Richard Hatch, who played Starbuck in the original Battlestar Galactica, to play in the reimagined series. He was a very good actor. It's a shame we lost him. Oh yeah, I like Doctor Who. Never really got into Monty Python, although there is some bits that are funny. I mean, I love John Cleese. John Cleese is absolutely fucking hilarious. And we should have fucking been here an hour ago. I'm already installing Mojave on this fucking thing. Just but a scratch. my my favorite of is Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and it's a rabbit. Steve and I still go back and forth about the fucking rabbit in the Holy Grail. And then in the Life of Brian, you have to love Biggest Dickus. But yes, the Black Knight, he that's hilarious too. Out there be a savage beast down there, and this little bunny rabbit comes out. Quicksilver parts are getting hard to find because almost every single one of them is dead. Trying to think of what did I do with my old one? I think I gave it to Rutke. Oh yeah, I gave it to Rutke and he set it on fire. That's right, I remember now. He rigged something inside of it and like totally made it blow up. As an aftermarket CPU, is that like a French deal?
Is that a Canadian CPU after Moray? Quicksilver is the third iteration of the Power Mac G4. It was the one that was out right before the mirror drive door. It's a piece of shit. It's a good machine when they run. When they're actually running, they're not bad. But the problem is they're never running. They have a 200% failure rate. That's a machine that you repair it once and it's going to fucking fail again. And then you just throw it out. Yeah, I love PowerPC Macs myself, David. I have at least one of every G4. Well, I have a Sawtooth, a Quicksilver, and an MDD. Um, and then I have several G5s. I have a G5 tower, one dual 1.8. I have my iMac G5. I have another iMac G5, which is going to go to the swap meet. And Steve, I need you to text me later, or call me or something. Um, yeah, the first gen iMac G5. Um, yes, I bought it for a purpose, and that purpose is almost done. So truthfully, yes, I want to get rid of it because I have the iSight G5, which is far superior to the original G5. So we're gonna do iCloud later. Apple ID later. Hey Justin, how you doing? All right, looks like we are up and running. Oh, good Lord, Justin, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. So I have yet to actually get TCP/IP to run under DOS on my IBM in Windows or I can't even get to fucking work on Windows. So Jay, this is a 2013, early 2013 MacBook Pro Retina 15-inch with a 2.4 gigahertz quad-core i7 and 8 gigabytes of DDR3 1600 megahertz RAM. This is mine. And yes, it has an SSD. These came standard with an SSD in them. No, this is a 15-inch, Alex. 15 inches is big enough for me. All right. So this is going to be a Lindsay. Named after Lindsey Buckingham of Fleetwood Mac. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Justin. You must have slipped through the cracks. Sorry, bud. There you go. Problem solved. Oh yeah, I've seen you. I think I've seen you fix one of these before, Jay, with the bad uh chip. There we go. Now it's nice and bright. Well, hey, if that's the worst problem it's got, oh, it's probably sending sound out through the HDMI, isn't it? So, Jay, if I read your article right, so when you start having trouble with it, all you have to do is just take it down to the board, and then just solder that back on. It's not like you have to replace the component, correct? You just have to resolder it. Is that what is that what I was getting at there? Is that what I was understanding? Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't sound too horrible, Jay. I mean, I could definitely think of worse issues on a PowerBook, or I'm sorry, MacBook Pro, like the ones that like the 2013s or something that have the bad GPUs in them. Well, have a good night, Thomas. Sorry to hear you have to go to work, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. My network is so slow today. Gosh. Well, then again, I don't know if it's my network or it's just my server. Maybe tomorrow after the server reboots, it'll be okay. Work is for suckers. Yeah, it comes from somebody. That sounds like famous last words from somebody who's unemployed. Whoops. All right, Thomas. Have a good night, bud. Enjoy your day at work. Yeah, I know you're employed, Director Becky. It just sounded fun. Till you get a million subs on your channel. What? You're almost there. You're at 159. So if anybody's here that hasn't subscribed to either Trina's Technobabble or Retro Techie, make sure you go subscribe to their channels. They're actually doing some pretty cool stuff for just getting started. So Retro Techie just got a horrendously disgusting freaking Mac Pro. Well, if you're doing a 64 subscriber giveaway, you could give away a Commodore 64. That would be kind of cool, actually. If you have a Commodore 64. Or yeah, or an N64. You know, it's one machine I never got into. I never got into Commodores. I was always an Apple user because that's what we had apples when I was in school. Oh, you're lucky. N64s down here are usually $200. You know what? I'm not even gonna do this tonight because that's gonna take forever. So let's take a look at the battery here. Hi, Eric on the edge. So battery is designed for 8460 milliamp hours. It's still at 91.3% of capacity. Not bad for coming out in 2013. No, I don't think this machine was used very hard. Oh, that's terrifying, Just. Whenever you say you don't want the one that I would give away. Ah. Well, Justin, if it's cursed, you can always send it to Sean. He likes cursed things. He's the expert at cursed Macs or any cursed machine, really. Doesn't have to be a Mac. He'll fuck anything up or unfuck it, depending on how you want to look at it. No, I am not downloading Cyberpunk 2077. So I'm just curious. I'm going to install Firewatch on here. I want to see how. I want to see how it. I want to see how this plays on here compared to the Mac Mini. Well, Justin, what you need to do is you need to buy a whole stack of PowerBook G4s from Jay, and then just start giving them away to random people after you fix them all up. Oh, they make Max fan control for Windows. That's funny. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Duh. That does make sense. Ah. Although it does make me wonder if I can actually like download it on my Dell and make it work with my Dell. God, I almost want to try it. Oh, it's still a Mac application. Oh well. Oh, maybe I downloaded that. I think I might download the macOS version. Oh yeah, I did. Ah, just downloaded a Mac app on my PC. God, I'm an idiot. It's able to run on Apple hardware only. No. Oh well. Yeah, I'm going to say if you want to give away anything, Justin, make sure it fits in a flat rate box. That's the easiest way to do it. Yeah, just the intro screen looked like it was a lot better. It's taking forever to load, but
Okay, all right.
and yeah. Wow, that's pretty rough. That's not too bad after I turned the graphics down. Yeah, this is playable. This game pretty much, as you can tell, is it's pretty much cell shaded. So I mean, for like high end graphics, it's not really a necessity. I can tell you this thing's getting very hot though because um, it actually starting to hurt for my finger to hold down the W key to move forward. It's getting that hot. Yeah, I've never actually played Life is Strange. I really should install it. I don't even know if I can play it on a piece on a Mac. Yeah, I'll have to install it on a PC on my. I'll have to install it on Parallels. I don't really have a lot that'll run on here that's decent. That's like really graphical. That Firewatch is probably the best one. Well, I will have to install it, Alex, and play it. I know I downloaded it for a reason. I probably downloaded it because I saw somebody. Because I like to watch people, play games, just like you guys watch me play games. Um, and I probably ran across somebody playing Life is Strange, and I probably said, "Hey, that looks like a really good game." I have some very strange, like, selections of games that I like to play. I like to play a lot of the older stuff, but I do like to play some new stuff too. Yeah, I might stream Duke this weekend. So I'm not going to do a stream Saturday like a normal stream. Um, I might do something Sunday if I have something to do, which that's kind of up in the air. Um, so we'll see. But if I don't have anything else to do, I might just play some Duke 3D, or I might play some Doom, something simple. Not Wolfenstein. I'll save that for Tuesdays. I fucking hate Steam. Yeah. Yeah, the only problem with your live stream time slot on Saturdays, Dave, is the fact that I'm usually still at work when you're streaming, unfortunately. All right, Retro Techie, take care. Have yourself a beautiful night. Ugh. Excuse me. Well, unfortunately, Steam keeps crashing. Big fucking surprise. Oh, I need my phone. Um, see when you look under network, so you have Stevie. That's my main Mac Pro. And then you have Christine after Christine McVie from Fleetwood Mac. And then this computer here is named Lindsay for Lindsay Buckingham. And then Amy is my Dell Precision that's sitting right here next to me, the one that's actually streaming, and that was actually named after Amy Lee. So you name all your computers Bill, it gets confusing. Oh, there you go. Fictional characters works. So at one point in time I thought about just going through and renaming all of my computers after like science fiction characters or something. And I was like, that's just too much fucking work. I gotta drag every machine out, rename every single machine. And it's like, no. So, because I mean, I have computers that I don't use very. Like, I've got my G4 laptop. I've got my Toshiba satellite. I got my IBM ThinkPad over there. Um, which that one is. What's the name of that one? Shit, I don't even remember. Trying to think. Oh, that's Annie. That's right. So my ThinkPad is named Annie after Annie Lennox from the Eurythmics. And yes, they're all female names. It just except for this laptop, which is named after Lindsay Buckingham. It just kind of worked out that way. So I guess that works too. Hey, Brock, how you doing? So I've just named all of my computers after musical artists because I love music, and music honestly is one of the few things that keeps me sane, and at one point in time it was one of the only things that kept me alive. So well, even though I give my computers names, Patrick, I still have to put little monikers behind them so I know which one's which because truthfully I still get confused. So it's like behind every individual name, it'll still have a description of which machine it is. Like Christine is my Mac Pro 1, 1. Stevie is my I just put Mac Pro for Stevie because at the time I named it was the only Mac Pro I had. Um, or it was the only Mac Pro I had in use. Um, the iMac just says iMac G5 on it after Paul because I have multiple, you know, uh, power PCs. I gotta turn off Gatekeeper. It's gonna annoy the fuck out of me. Oh, you got an Oculus. How you like it? Oh, there you go, David. So I ran before I switched over to Macs. I ran all AMD equipment. Um, my last machine was an AMD FX 8 core, 3.2 gigahertz or 3.5 gigahertz, um, with an AMD RX 560 video card, 4 gigs. I had 32 gigs of RAM, and that was the first machine I ran SSDs on. Oh, that's good. That's the thing I was always worried about with the Oculus or any of those VR headset things is that I would get dizzy See, with the way my eyes are, because my eyes are fucked up pretty bad. I always get dizzy with weird stuff like that. So, and yeah, I'm not updating a macOS Catalina Patrick. Hey Dave, how you doing? This is rendering at a little over 30, between 30 and 40 frames per second, and the GPU is only at 71 degrees, so that's not too bad. This isn't an iGPU. This is a NVIDIA GTX 670. I'm pretty sure this is not using the Intel HD 4000. Now let's see what it looks like when you try to render it at full HD. Oh, not bad actually. Pretty impressive. A little choppy, but not bad. It's holding about 30 frames per second in full HD, which is actually not bad for a laptop. I mean, a GTX 670 isn't exactly a high-end graphics chip. It's higher end than the Intel HD 4000, but so that's not too bad. That's actually pretty impressive, and it looks nice too. I do have to say the screen is pretty fucking nice looking. Oh, it's a 650. Excuse me. I said what did I say? 670. Okay. I'm not very into Nvidia GPUs. I don't really know much about them. Oh, it's a GeForce GT. Okay. I'm sorry, not a GTX. It's a GT 650. Okay. It's still better than the Intel HD graphics. That's all I gotta say. See, Alex, this is why I liked having you around, because you seem to know more about stuff than I do sometimes. Which DVD drive died? I'll do that, David. The one I just sent you, Alex. The DVD drive died in it. Are you kidding me? I don't think I ever used it. I have a drive here. I'll send it over to you. Well, I don't think I don't think I ever used the optical drive on that machine. That sucks. I have one here out of an old MacBook Pro, 2008. I'll send over to you. Or a 2008 MacBook. Yeah, not a MacBook Pro. Although I have one of those too. Yeah, baby. There we go. Go to the door, you idiot. Oh, you fuck. That hurt. Damn. Where the fuck were you at? I walked right by you. Oh, you were probably in this little alcove here, weren't you? Alright, let's go get a real shotgun. Somebody seriously trying to cap me? Dickhead. Oh, 2 shots for 4 guys. I love it. This is my boomstick. Really? You actually survived that. I love the blood spider. That's just fucking awesome. I try not to type those in. I do like typing in IDSPISPOPD though. That's always fun. Oh shit. Sit here, I wanted this fucking double barrel shotgun. Ooh. I love it when they die in stereo. Whoops, what the fuck? Oh, I hit the track back. Hey, Sean. I can never strafe jump. Huh. We do not need a dog. These guys. Especially not when they're going to shoot each other in the back. Yeah. Now it opens. Bastard. Don't go now. There's a dimensional shambler waiting at the Windows desktop. Oh my gosh. Oh, what I missed while I was playing Doom. Hey, Sean. If I didn't say hi to you already. What was in the box? A 2013 MacBook Pro i7 quad-core, 2.4 gigahertz. And next one, Action Retro, live streaming Cyberpunk 2077 from MacOS. No, he should live stream Cyberpunk 2077 from the Quad G5. Yeah, Heretic is fun. I have to download the WAD files for it. I have more. I mean, I have just about every version of Doom there is. I've got Doom, Doom 2, Final Doom, Ultimate Doom, Plutonia, TNT, Doom 3, Doom 2016. So, so it's funny you say that. Alex, I actually have a copy of Crisis. I can't even get it to run under Windows 10. It won't run. I tried on my Dell and it wouldn't run. So, yeah, it's not too bad. I'm surprised. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it for a gaming rig though. I bought it for a. Well, I bought it for everything really. Thought that was Gurr. Yes, I installed a Mojave on it because I wanted to be able to play my games and stuff on it. So, and Mojave is what I run on my MacBook Pro. Or, yeah, not on my Mac. on my Mac Pro. Yeah, I can't talk today. If my Mac Pro runs Mojave, so I wanted my laptop to run Mojave as well. However, in the future, I may get a bigger SSD for this. If I can get like a terabyte or even a 512 or something, then I might consider doing the open core thing and seeing how Monterey runs. Because I'd be willing to bet you Monterey probably run pretty good on here. David's being invaded by cats. I'm invaded by cats every time I walk in the door. So, David, if you actually decide to run a Vista rig, as long as you download all the service pack, I think there's 2 service packs for Vista. It actually doesn't run half bad. So, I don't have any good experiences with Catalina even without games, but the biggest hit that I have is a lot of the games that I run are still only 32-bit and they won't be updated. So that was the main deciding factor on me staying on Mojave for as long as I have. If if all of my games and whatnots get updated, I mean, I'd be more than happy to switch to even Monterey or something. Um, I really do like the way Monterey looks and feels. I don't like the fact that it's only 64-bit. I didn't know they ever made I didn't even know they made Vista in Ultimate. I have Windows 7 Ultimate. I have several copies of it actually. Cost me a lot of fucking money, and then fucking Windows or Microsoft decided they were going to cancel my licenses for some reason. I never figured out why. And of course, you can't call them on the phone and ask them. This one here is a little warped, but that's okay. Well, Graham, don't bother entering because I did actually put a proviso on that if you'd won anything from me before, that you're not eligible for this one. So don't waste your time because you're automatically ineligible because you got the iBook G4 from me. Sorry, bud. I'm trying to keep it fair for everybody. So Same goes for you, Sean. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just getting them ready. I just wanted to see how, I mainly wanted to see how good these were. These are, I have to say, these are amazingly sturdy. For being 3D printed, I'm not real into the whole 3D printing scene, so I've never actually, like, dealt with anything like structural. I mean, I wouldn't call it structural, but I mean, this thing does hang upside down, and so it's not like you can just put like a piece of thin plastic or anything. But this is actually very well done. It's actually it looks professional, with the exception of these little holes. You can't really see it, but there's some strands or strings or whatever around these holes. I mean, it's nothing that a knife could fix, I'm sure. But I mean, I'm actually very surprised at how well these came out. They're very professional looking. If it wasn't for the roughness of it, I mean, if you like took some sandpaper and sanded it and cleaned it up real good and maybe used a buffer on it or something, you would never think that it was 3D printed. Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about it. I mean, it doesn't bother me personally. I couldn't give two shits. You know, I mean, they go inside the freaking computer. It's not like anyone's going to see them. And besides that, my Mac Pro looks like a piece of shit anyway. So, cat laid on your keyboard. So I've been woken up in the middle of the night by eep. Eeps just constantly repeating because Lydia will sleep on the keyboard of my computer. Yeah, they do look pretty close. I mean, they're obviously, there's more structure. Like here, like on an OEM sled, there's not going to be these extra supports, you know. But I mean, they're well built. I mean, they are flexible, but they're well built. So whoever designed these really did a good job. Now before I finalize that, it'll be interesting to see how they slide in the machine. So, but I mean, yeah, they're quite impressive actually. I was surprised. This one here is supposed to be for my SSD. So, Greg told me that I guess one of these holes or something is supposed to line up with my SSD, so I can screw my SSD down. Because right now my SSD is literally one of my SSDs is just dangling inside the computer. I have one SSD in the optical bay hooked up underneath my Blu-ray. That's my 1 terabyte's in there, or my 512's in there, and then the 1 terabyte is just literally hanging upside down off of the SATA connector in slot 4 of my computer. So. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a 3D printer because I tell you what, there's a lot of things like something like this. I mean, at first I asked Jay, and then Jay pawned it off on Greg, and this was like a year ago. I asked him about these, and if I would have known it was going to take that long, I probably would have just bought some. I could have bought these off of eBay for like $20 for a set of 4, and I have one. So that's why he only sent me 3, because I had 1 sled. I have crap loads of sleds for the older model. I probably have 3 matching sets. So So, but yeah, I mean, I thought about getting a 3D printer, you know, because like Greg has one, Jay has one, and but be honest with you, it's kind of hard to set up something like that in a house like this with cats. I would have to put it. I'd have to enclose it in something because of it's going to be printing for hours at a time. I mean, I figured these probably take an hour each to print, and this is simple. So I would have to have it in some kind of an enclosure that the cats can't do anything to it. So okay, so let me ask you, Dave. So you have a 3D printer. Have you ever printed any bezels or anything like that for the PS2s? I mean, have you gotten into any of that yet? Because that's one of the things I'd like to get. If I got myself a printer, that's the kind of stuff I would want to get into, printing like the bezels for the older computers. So and because a lot of them are pure unobtainium, and even if you do find them, they're usually broken or destroyed. So I want to enclose them for environmental factors too. Okay. See, this is the kind of stuff that I would like to know before I get a 3D printer. You know, back brackets and dressers. Oh, that's a good start. I mean, they're important too. You know, but like I said, I know a couple of guys were talking about going and trying to find all the bezels and stuff. Is like let's say the model 95. The 85 95 CD-ROM bezels, the 77 CD-ROM bezels, and the model the 60, 65, and 80 CD-ROM bezel that goes in the big bay in the front, stuff like that. I know people have been wanting to find those, but they're either pure unobtainium or people want stupid fucking money for them. So, but if I got a 3D printer, I'd probably want something not in this apartment because this apartment's way too small. First of all, I'm running out of space as it is. So you have too much of a supply. Well, it's a good thing you have a supply of the real bezels. You know, like when I had my 95 years ago, I never had the CD. I could never find the CD-ROM bezel for it. I just had the CD-ROM wedged. I literally had it, I had it wedged in there with some cardboard. It was a caddy load drive. So, but yeah, I had it wedged in the machine in Bay 3. So, I mean, it worked. Did what it needed to do. So, Ender 5 Pro. I think that's what Greg has. I think his is an Ender 5 Pro or something like that. I know it's an Ender, and I know it's a Pro, but I think it's a 5 Pro. I know his has a fancy color screen and all that shit on it. So, I think Jay has the Ender 3, something like that. So, but so Joe from Joe's Computer Museum. I don't know if you follow him or not, Dave. But he actually found a source for the PLA filament for to duplicate the Macintosh case colors, and so that's a thing now. And it'd be nice if we could duplicate like the PS2 and um, you know all these retro machines that are just there's no parts left anymore. Because I look at it this way: if we can make our own parts, the prices of this shit's eventually going to come down to reasonable levels where we can buy the original parts. You know, because if enough people are ganging up and making the parts for these machines, then there's no reason to sell these parts for $1 million. So, One of these years, I might consider getting one. I would probably consider getting one of those before I got a soldering station and a microscope. So, and the and the community for the 3D printing is pretty cool too. So you got things on Thingiverse. Now some of them they want you to pay for, but most of them are free. You know, so I wouldn't even need to worry about 3D design or anything like that. It would be cool to learn, but yeah, they see. I just don't have room for it. You know, and Steve is. It's honestly Steve's so close to me that it's stupid for me to bother, and I wouldn't want to do anyone else's shit but my own. So you know, at this point in my life, it's just easier for me to go meet up Steve. I mean, I can meet Steve. If we meet halfway, it's an hour and a half out and an hour and a half back. So, well, at some point in time, I saw this is probably like a year ago. I saw some company was trying to make like a scanner where you could just scan, like basically scan the object, you know, like all around it, and it would make at least a starter image of the 3D model. Now I don't know if that ever became a thing or if that was just like some concept somebody was working on. Um, I'm sure within a couple years we'll probably have it. So, with radar, lidar technology and all that shit coming out now, especially in phone cameras, it's only going to be a matter of time before you can take multiple pictures with your phone and get a nice 3D image. Oh, you're talking the bracket for the back. You see, mine. I just cut a. Uh, I took a. What the hell did I use? I think I used a token ring card. Oh no, I used some dead card. I think it was token ring, and I just made the hole bigger in the back. So I mean, there's a hole where there's a bigger hole than just the headphone jack. But I mean, it works. Late model iPhones can do. Oh, okay. Well, I don't have a. Oh, excuse me, I'm getting tired. I don't have a late model iPhone, so I wouldn't know. My iPhone is a couple years old. It is a 10R. Works though. Works fine. So, but on this note, I think I'm going to call it a night because it's going on 11 o'clock. Oh, Christ, I've gone for 3 hours and didn't even realize it. So, yeah, it will eventually, Dave. I mean, it's just like anything else. When it's new, it's expensive, and then as it's out longer, it just keeps coming down in price. So, no, I am not doing a 9 hour stream. I have to work in the morning, and I'd like to go cuddle up with the cats. I tried to take a nap before I streamed, but Sassy decided he was going to use my back for a scratching post. So I probably have like a dozen claw marks on my back right now. So, but don't forget, if you're not entered already, make sure you go enter. There's a link at the very top. It's in a pinned message. Make sure you go enter for the 1,000 sub giveaway of the 2009 MacBook Pro 17-inch. And I'd like to have more than like 18 entries this time. I only had like 18 entries for the iPad. So, yeah, I will gladly. Steve can do all the 9 hour streams he wants. I don't know how the fuck he does it, but he can do it. That's fine with me. So, yep, we'll be on Mac Yak tomorrow night. I'll be there. Jay, Greg, and Bruce. Dana and Steve are not coming, and we don't know. We don't ever know if Rutke is going to make it or not. So, we're going to call it a night, and I want to thank everybody for coming. Thanks for helping me check out my new MacBook Pro. Can't get over how thin this thing is. I mean, it's freaking. It's like half the thickness of my old machine. So, and Alex, I'll get with you here in a few minutes. So, all right. You guys all have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow night on Mac Yak. And don't forget, enter for the chance to win the 2009 MacBook Pro. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Steve, you need to text me.
Into the wild again. Tell me when does it end? Hide under the shadow of the morning. Into the break of dawn. We are gonna carry on. Covered by the daylight. It's alright. We are pushing head on. All your worries be gone. We are running straight out into the wild. Following the dancer, searching for an answer. We are running straight out into the wild. Into running on, running on. Into running on, come on. Are we delirious? Can I get serious? What lies on the horizon before us? My heartbeat calls your name. Can anybody feel the same? Covered by the twilight, it's alright. We are pushing head on. All your worries be gone. We are running straight out into the wild. Following the dancer, searching for an answer. We are running straight out into the wild. Into running on, running on. Into running on, come on. Into running on, running on, yeah. Into running on, come on. Into the wild again. Tell me when does it end? My heartbeat calls your name. Covered by the starlight, it's alright.